I should do more videos about Alan Keyes, because he is an abundant source of goofy and sometimes crazy arguments. In this clip, he tries to use Kantian ethics to argue against homosexuality.
If, as Kant said, that's why I sometimes think that people really, Kant wasn't such a bad guy, because he had certain understanding of the conceptual requirements of moral thinking. And one conceptual requirement of moral thinking could be summarized by saying, he put it differently, that whenever you are contemplating an action, put yourself in God's place and decide what effect that action will have on the whole of creation.
How Kant put it exactly was, act only according to that maxim whereby you can at the same time will that it should become a universal law. In other words, in everything you do, think of what the effect would be if it were considered moral for anybody to do it in any context. If it would be bad if people did it in every context, you ought not do it in any context. This approach to morality is not taken very seriously nowadays because it tells us things like we ought to never lie no matter what the consequences are. Even if Nazis ask you whether you are hiding Jews, you ought to tell the truth according to this moral system.
And if it snuffs something out, in particular yourself, maybe you should think better of it. See? So if we all woke up tomorrow morning and decided our sexual preference is homosexual, we shall have nothing to do with the opposite sex, would you like to tell me what would happen to the human race thereafter?
I hear this argument a lot. It essentially boils down to saying being gay is bad because if everyone were gay, the human race would go extinct. This is a stupid argument because there are many things that people, including Christians, regard as moral despite the fact that if everyone did them, they would result in human extinction. The most obvious example is taking a vow of celibacy. What if tomorrow morning everyone decided to become a nun or a monk? The human race would die out. But I don't see fundies like Alan Keyes going to their local monastery with picket signs to protest the monks' deviant lifestyle. Also, it's kind of odd that he uses Kant to make an argument against a non-reproductive lifestyle, considering the fact that Kant himself never married or had any children.